Hey everybody, this is the Throwback 1987 series at Richmond. I'm the one car starting second, and I've got a funky paint scheme going on here. I was just screwing around in GIMP, just working on a logo for something, and I threw it on this car and forgot that I exported it to see what it looked like. So I've got a hodgepodge of stuff going on here. Blue cockpit, silver and black on the outside, and it's all messy on the outside, so hopefully I don't run as bad as the car looks here. Small field, only 13 guys signed up, so qualified second. I just hopped in it last minute and decided to run this, and I was way slower than I thought I was going to be. Richmond's probably maybe my best track, so hopefully I can figure it out soon here and I'll make a fool out of myself.
The pace car is in. Green.
3-car waited all the way to the end of the restart zone there. The 2-car was fast in practice. I assume I don't know why he didn't turn in a lap, I guess, but I assume he'll be up here pretty shortly. 2 looked like he was the fastest in practice by far. So Richmond in the daytime, especially in this car, tire wear is going to be probably pretty severe, so going to be slip sliding around here pretty quickly. Just try and keep the rear tires on it as always. Kind of the right front wear will depend on kind of where I'm at. If I'm trying to chase down the 3-car, I'll be burning it up, but if I'm in a spot that I like, I should be able to take care of that too. A little bit sloppy here so far in 1 and 2. Seems like usually at Richmond you run the bottom for the first couple laps of the run in 1 and 2, and then move up as the run goes on. 2 cars all the way already cracked the top 5 here, so with so few cars though, I'm thinking it does have a decent chance of going green for a while, so definitely not going to push it here. Crawling around the bottom in 3 and 4, not driving it out to the wall. Three-car kind of run that diamond there. Not sure if he did it on purpose or if he slid up there. Basically just try and exit low on both ends right now. And I do that a lot at a lot of different places. Try to keep from burning the right front up on exit. But it's a big thing here especially, so the pace is just so much slower here in the daytime than it is at night. I think the last time I was here in this car was a night race and we were just flying in comparison, so when I qualified I was like more than a second off of my fastest lap. I usually leave my all-time best lap up there for qualifying, and I was way off in the daytime, so pretty crazy how much it changes. Overdrove turn 3 a little bit there. I think the 3 and I are both kind of on the same wavelength here, kind of saving. 2 cars flying, 4 cars hanging with us. I'd like to be able to control the race if I can get there, but I'm not going to push it too hard. If he slips up, I'll maybe try and take advantage. Really, he overdrove turn 1, it looked like one time. I think it was turn 1, and other than that I really haven't seen him push it yet, so not in a bad spot here. Hopefully I start to see him start sliding around a little bit. That's when I know I got him. But still looking pretty good at the moment. We're lined up pretty tight first through fourth here. Later we get in the run, I'm going to start chopping that exit of turn 2, enter a little bit higher in 1 and come off low. It's not even really a thing that you consciously do, you just kind of move up there and do it because it's what the car likes. You can grab a little bit of that apron there if you're real careful with the left front. Gets it to rotate a little bit. Still just backing the corner up and creeping around the bottom here in 3 and 4. That lane might move up too if we run long enough. The 2 has definitely backed off. Not sure how hard the 4 is running. I got tight there in 1 and 2. That's the first time I've blown that corner in a while. I could stand and maybe move the brake bias back a little bit. I think I'm going to do that. It's 46% front brake. We'll have to be careful if I'm ever on a short run or even at the end of this run and I start running it hard. I have to move that probably back forward. Pretty easy to jump on the brakes and have the rear end try and come around, so. But especially with the way I'm driving turn 1 right now, lifting early and kind of trail braking through the first half of the corner, it's going to help me to have it backwards. 3-car overdrove turn 3 that time. I got on it a little too hard out of 4. 3 and I have picked up the pace a little bit here. Only 16 laps in. It's gonna be a long one, but if it keeps going green, it's gonna be fun. As long as I got a gap behind me, I'm not pushing it here. I don't want to start going backwards, but as long as those 2 aren't right on my bumper, I'll just try and hang out here and maybe force the 3 into a mistake or make him run it a little bit harder than he wants to. Got a lap car having issues up ahead of us. And I'd be a fan of lapping as many cars as possible, make the strategy easier. If we start getting cautions at the end. We got 2 sets of tires laying. Car's not rotating quite as much as I want it to in 1 and 2. I'm going to back the brakes up even more. Feel like I'm doing a decent job taking care of it down here in 3 and 4, but still a little bit tired than I want to be in 1 and 2. Three car really backed up turn one that time. He's just keeping it on the bottom through there that time. Grabbed a little bit of the apron there that time, not on purpose. Still pretty much just babying this thing around here, but at the same time I'm still not seeing the three make as many mistakes as I was hoping for, so I don't think he's doing a bad job saving either. Got a little bit loose on entry there under braking. Drove it in a little bit higher that time. Kind of a four-wheel slide that time entering three. Almost drove it in the wall down the front stretch. Three's definitely backed up turn one. I think he wants me by here. And he does let me go, so I guess we'll see what I can do out front.
Good job, man. Now you're the leader.
Got to readjust without a pace setter in front of me, especially for turn one. Might have a little bit too much rear brake in it. Move that back forward just a tad. Yeah, I'm just gonna baby this thing as long as I got the lead here. Longest we're gonna run is another 22 laps, I think, so I imagine we'll be splitting it in half. So the last race I ran in this car was the first time I've ever gotten caught on pit road under green flag pit stops, so hopefully that doesn't happen again. Caution came out when I was pitting, so that's how I lost that one. So starting to get a little bit loose here. I'm pushing it a little bit harder than I should be. So I'll just have to keep an eye the closer we get to lap 50 here. Keep an eye on the relative to see when these guys are coming down. Looks like the two cars actually falling back off from the four. Pay attention to see if the four is catching the three. Really rotated on the apron there that time, more than I was expecting, almost too much. 13 has been having issues. Hopefully he's down and out of the way. By the time I get to 1, doesn't look like it. Oh boy.
Got one outside. All clear, all clear.
Might need to move the brake bias even farther forward here. Looks like the 4 car is saved quite a bit. Looks to be reeling in both the 3-car and me. Hopefully can put as much of the field a lap down as possible. That's really aggressive for that car to short pit that early. So the balance of this thing has definitely gone loose. As you can tell, fighting it on both ends of the corner. I think I'll move the brake bias forward like I was talking. 47.6% there. That lap felt quite a bit better. Not sure if it was any faster, if I just... Nope, doesn't look like it was, but felt like it was easier on the car. We get to under 10 to go in this run, so if we get past too far past lap 40 here, probably pick it up a little bit and get what's left out of these tires. There, I'm loose entering one. I better not do anything too stupid though. I still got a second lead here. 2 cars really falling off, back to 4 seconds behind. Basically just dirt tracking it on both ends right now. I'm not sure if I have the tires to pick it up any actually. All it's going to take is for me to overstep it one time. Really can't turn the wheel on entry. The car is pretty much rotating itself, so with the brake pedal. So that's why you see me keeping it really straight. Entering the corner for a long time. Moving the brakes all the way to 50. And I'm still sideways. Drove it in a little bit too deep that time. Three and 4 still feels pretty good. 1 and 2 is not. Lighten up the rears off the corner. Last couple times off of 4. Really loose in the center of 1 and 2. I got the biggest steering box. I'm running the 16-to-1 steering box, so I should be turning the wheel a lot more than this.
Outside. All clear, all clear.
Really, really loose. Rather it be loose and tight, that's for sure. But still a handful. Holy cow. I'm really going to start having to back up the corners now. The 3 car is going to catch me if I keep making mistakes like that. 4 cars falling off. Three cars just hanging out right about a second behind me. The 2 is really falling off. Overshot turn 3. I'm not going to want to get short pit by the 3 for more than a lap. Otherwise that could be the end of it for me. So like I said, I'll have to keep paying attention to the relative. Getting on and off pit road is going to be pretty important. He's catching me as it is, so. Almost had a spinner in front of me. Gonna start to get passed by lap cars on new tires, I'm assuming. I don't think I'm gonna move the brakes back at all on the next run. I'm not sure how much. Well, it definitely hurt me a little bit. I just thought that this thing would build tight, but it's definitely gone loose. So next run, when it's about 10 or 15 laps in and I start talking about wanting to move the brakes back because it's a little bit tight, just scream at your screen and tell me not to. Something happened to the 3 car. Must have spun it or something, because we are not, he wouldn't have been on pit road. That happened on the off of turn 2, it looked like.
All clear, all clear.
So he's definitely on pit road now, but I think he got sideways or something before he went to pit road. So I should have gained quite a bit on him. There's the 2. Okay, I'm going to pit this time. And pray for no caution while I'm in here. Didn't speed, I didn't get there very quickly, but I'm always going to err on the side of caution, especially in the lead.
5, 3, 2, 1. Right here.
So it looks like the 6 is still out there, 5, 4. Tires are 64 and 40 on the right side. Yeah, that right rear had enough.
That's it, go. Be mindful, you only have 1 set of tires remaining.
So I still got a good gap on the 2 and the 3. So that should be who I'm racing if this all cycles through, so that's good. Crazy how much heavier the wheel is on fresh tires. You can watch the force feedback in the top right corner. I'm actually turning the wheel and it's actually turning the wheel left instead of basically just holding it straight through the corner. Fresh tires on it.
Stay low. You're in 3rd place. Stay low. All clear, all clear.
So I should just, like I said, I should be racing the 2 and the 3 behind me. The 4 is still out here, but the longer he stays out here, as long as the caution doesn't come out, I'm going to be fine. If caution comes out, I'm going to be screwed again, just like this last race that I ran. Actually, I might be the lucky dog, so I might be okay. But I think I would still have to... I don't know how it would work. Hopefully a caution doesn't come out either way, so... 2 cars flying behind me. It's already knocked down like more than a second out of the gap I had to him. But he fell off hard at the end of the last run, so I will bank on the same thing happening. And like I said, right now, if anything, it's a little bit tight, but I know where it went throughout the run, so I'm just going to leave the brake bias where it's at. That's the only adjustment I got. And the 4 car's still out here, so he's definitely just hoping for a caution at this point. That's his only hope. I might be able to unlap myself here in a few laps. We'll have to go back and see what happened to the 3 car. He definitely half spun himself or something, or might have gotten spun, who knows. But he has almost caught the 2 car. Definitely more concerned about the 3 than the 2. So that first car in the shot, that black one, is the leader. That's the 11 doing here. Wow. Wasn't sure if he was pitting or what.
All clear, all clear.
It was almost bad. So we got 40 to go. If I can unlap myself here, I can quit worrying. Got the 2 and the 3 a second behind me. They've knocked out almost 2 seconds, both of them out of the gap that I had, so hopefully they're burning their stuff up back there. If they get to me, I'm gonna pick it up and hopefully make sure they can't get by me. So
Outside.
wouldn't be surprised if the 4 car sees me, if the 4 car pits right after I pass him. I'm not sure.
Got one outside.
He moves over.
Still there? Hold the line. You're clear high. Clear high.
Really fun to be able to play the strategy like that when you get a race that goes green,
Alright, you're back in second.
just like real life. Definitely tight right here, but this is where I started moving the brake bias back on that first run. But I'm not going to touch it this time. I think it was the 6 car, that was the other car on the lead lap ahead of me. He must have pitted. So we only got 1 set of tires left, so hopefully we don't get a caution at all, but if we do, just have to try and play that right. Make sure I don't come too early. I think at this point though, if we get a caution, we're probably all coming back. I wasn't paying attention to how much the pace fell off there, but it felt like a heck of a lot. I was wrecking loose and still the leader, so I can't imagine what everybody else was feeling like. I feel like I've really babied it even more than the first run here so far, so feeling good as long as this thing goes green. I know that we qualified down in the 23, I was in the 2340s, so even now on pretty fresh tires, we're a second and a half off of that, so 3 car has gotten past the 2. I was hoping the 2 would hold him up there. Three car's got a decent shot at this. He seemed like, I mean, he definitely was holding steady, if not catching me there at the end of that run, so not sure how his car was feeling during that, if he was experiencing the same thing I was and he was just holding on, but definitely separated himself from the 2 car and he's hanging with me at the moment. Like I say, hopefully he's burning this stuff up trying to get here. So I feel okay about the strategy now from here to, you know, about lap 90. I know I'm going to come pit if we get a caution. Honestly, there's so few cars on the lead lap, I'm probably going to have to pit no matter what lap it is. Even if there's only 5 or 6 to go. As long as you're going to get a restart, there's no way you're holding anybody off on old tires, I don't think. Now, whether you can do 2, that might be the move there, to do 2 and make sure I'm the first car off pit road. Right sides are still both in the 80s as far as wear. Or the left sides, I mean. Built the gap back up to almost 2 seconds on the 3 car. Car feels really good right here. This is probably the point of the run where it's starting to go back neutral from tight, starting to get loose, but right now it's in the sweet spot where it balances really good. Still a long ways to go. I think it was about this part of the run on the first run where I started kind of being careless, burning up the rear tires on exit, especially of 4. At the time, not knowing how loose this thing was going to get, so I'm definitely not going to do that again. So 64 and 40 on the right side after the first run, so remember that for at the end of the race. Hopefully I can do a better job here. Looks like we got a lap car that might be on newer tires behind me. Now around lap 85 is where I start getting nervous. Hoping that no cautions come out. But everybody's been doing a good job so far, so hopefully that continues. Looks like the 4 car finally pitted. Oh, or wrecked. Okay. So here's the other thing. I am gonna pit, but now the 4 car Oh man, did he spin himself to bring that caution out? Oh boy.
Pit road is now open.
And he's gonna have an extra set of tires if we get another caution too. Oh boy. What a turn of events.
Pit box in 10,
Maybe should have thought about 2 tires, but it's too late now.
5,
I'll put 4 on it and see if I can't
2, 1.
come around these guys.
Right here.
I think the 4 car had decent speed on that first run, so definitely going to be tough. Looks like everybody's putting 4 on it.
Alright, that's it. Go. Just hit the cars. Make them last the rest
I
of the
apparently did a good job getting into my box, so that was fortunate. Everybody put 4 on it. The 4 will have 1 more set of tires. I don't know if it's... He would have to have a perfectly timed caution for it to work, but he'd have to get one in about 10 or 12 laps, and then he'd still have to come around a handful of us, so I'm not sure. Not sure if that'll factor into it or not. But glad I didn't take 2 tires, obviously. Got my 4 on it, and we will be restarting with the lap cars on the inside, since we're above 10 to go still. Tires that time were 91.89 on the right side. Okay, and this might be one of those weird situations where I gotta stay behind a lap car as the leader. That's unfortunate. So, yeah, that's... I don't understand how that... I know that there used to be the rule about the lap cars starting in front of the leaders if they were on the right cycle or whatever. But now I'm just hoping I don't get leapfrogged by the 4 car here. Because the 11, I'm guessing, is not going to know what's going on either. Because he's going to be down there on the inside. I guess I'll just hang back here. I don't know what I'm going to do here. If he was directly in front of me, it'd be one thing.
Alright, man, we're going green next time.
There we go. Okay.
Line up on the outside road now.
I was way overthinking that. That was pretty dumb. Just had to wait to get the 1 to go, and now I'm just following the pace car like normal, so, okay. Now, shouldn't have to worry about this thing being deadly loose, but I'm still not going to drive it into turn 1 like I stole it, so. Maybe go late in the zone here to try and keep the 11 car a factor for the guys behind, but he's kind of way out of the way.
The pace car is in.
Sometimes I tell myself I'm going to wait till late in the box, and I just can't help myself and I go. Pretty much what happened there. But, let's see, we got 16 to go. Got a pretty good jump there. They're racing already behind me. That 3 car is pretty fast, and he's through to second. So the 2 car followed him, so maybe the 4 car didn't have as much speed as I thought. So, but the 3 car is flying. And he did out-qualify me by quite a bit. So this might be the perfect scenario for him. Might be able to get away with moving the brake bias back if I need to. The run's not going to be long enough for this thing to get wicked loose, so. Everybody's running qualifying laps. pretty much now. Definitely glad I didn't put 2 tires on it. Oh, got real tight off of 2 that time. Had to lift. 12 to go. Would not be surprised if the tire wear at the end of this 15 lap run is the same as it was the previous run, because I am driving this thing pretty hard this time. Really overdrove turn 1. Slid all four wheels in the slide there. Yeah, the 2 and the 3 are quite a bit faster than the 4, so not sure what I was thinking there. I was thinking the 4 had pretty good speed. Overdriving turn 1 again. Man, if we get another restart, might be in trouble here. Might be in trouble anyway. Try to wrap the bottom instead. Yeah, that's quite a bit faster down there on the short run, I think. That felt pretty good. Right on the apron in 3 and 4. That lap was actually slower though. Might just be the tires falling off a little bit. That is insane how fast these things fall off. I ran a 23.50 something the start of this run. That was only 6 or 7 laps ago. When you're running hard like this, they just die quickly. But I should be past the point of a caution hurting me, hopefully, so. With the 4 car, having another set of tires. Three cars coming. He's a little bit quicker than me, I think. We're pretty even, but I think he's just a little bit quicker. Five to go.
5 to go at the line.
Gotta be careful I don't back at the rear end and into turn 1 here. I'm right on the edge of doing it at the moment. Three to go. There it got loose again. I overdrove it. It wanted to come around in the center there. Man, I'm gonna be lucky that this run wasn't another 10 or 15 laps. I wouldn't have been able to push it near as hard as I did. This thing's about to start getting loose again.
2 laps to go.
And I'm overdriving 1. Oh boy, that might have been the mistake the 3 car needed. That was horrible. He's just gonna run out of laps. Holy cow. Definitely not going to throw it into turn 1 that hard this time. Just crawl around here on the bottom. Almost threw that thing away. Holy cow. Ooh, what a race. That was fun. I'm curious if the 4-car spun on purpose.
Good job, man. Coming down to meet you in victory lane.
I was about to be really mad if you won because of it, but we'll have to check it out. Man, this ugly paint scheme doesn't deserve to be in victory lane, but whatever. I'll take it. Alright, tires at the end of that run, 89, 85. I think that's right about where they were at the run before. I don't remember. But we'll check out any wrecks. "13 was having issues, I could tell that a couple times. Here's the 11 entering turn 1. Blinking maybe? I don't know. 5's gonna have it come around on him. That's what I almost did there with 2 to go. Good save by him. The 2-car started in the back and flew up through the field at the beginning. I guess we're gonna see every time somebody slides. Here's me. I don't remember hitting anything. Okay, yeah, this thing is not working again, but look how ugly that is with the blue roll cage in there. Ugh. I think that's just what it defaults to when you export the template, so I just apparently didn't change that. Okay, let's just go to... Oh, here's what the 3-car did. Following me. Okay, that's what I wanted to find. Perfect. So this is at the very end of the first run, right before we all pitted. He's going into turn 1. He's going to get loose, and he overcorrects it. He chases it all the way up to the wall. Did not bring out a caution. But then I assume he pits right here. He's already lost a ton of time on this lap. Did he hang a left? Yes. So that definitely helped me that I was 2 cars ahead of him on that last restart instead of 1. That must have been our caution. So the 4-car did not spin himself. Well, actually, maybe it wasn't our caution. Here's the 4. On really, 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 really old tires. He might have blown a tire. Because he would have been on 70 lap tires almost. Entering turn 3, comes around. So you be the judge. He had such a lead that he was able to stay the leader. If he did on purpose, it was smart. Not often can you spin yourself and still be the leader and have it work out perfect. That was the only way he was going to even finish on the lead lap, is if caution came out there. So, and that's the end. All right. Well, another fun race in this series. Been getting pretty lucky with the long green flag runs. So here's where I almost blew it. With 2 to go, you can see my little dude working the wheel in there. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.